All right, so what was up next? So we're going to move on to the case next. I just want to point out this case, I've already pulled the side panel off because what I've done is I've had something done to this one that I'll show at the end. I really like it. I think it came out really well. We'll see together. All right, but the case is from Singularity Computers in the US there, which I just want to point out. They had delivered to me from the US in extremely quick timing. Their customer service was insane, everything. Now, as I said, I've already pulled the side panel off, so all this packaging I've sort of shoved back in. But if we unwrap this one, before I actually get the case out, we'll just have a look. This is their little bunch of screws. So that's a 24-pin adapter, thin. Like, I'm going to get that out. Let's check that one out together. That's paper thin. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's paper thin. Kind of like what they'd put like ribbon cables in laptops. All right. Then we got our GPU cable, which the power supply that we already talked about will come with its own one, or it should. All right, so we'll wrap that one back up. We'll sit that one down to the side. Right down here. Whew. All right, so there's the screws that I took off for the side panel. Chuck them in there so I wouldn't lose them. Even more rubbish. Woohoo! My floor is covered in it now. All right, so let's get this case out of here. So the box back over to the side, out of the way. Now let's open this up very carefully, get it out. As to look after it. Well, I'm going to set that down so I don't scratch. So this is, as I mentioned, from Singularity. It's their MATX Stream-S. So it's one of their specialty water cooling ones. As you'll see, it comes with a GPU riser. So obviously, I'll slide that into the motherboard. And GPU will go there. Now, we'll talk about which GPU we've picked and why we went with that one over what we were going to use. And we'll explain why. So what can we say? Let's get this front gold panel. Side panel I'll show you later. Here's the front. The front's got a water block on the internal side, so the water actually flows through the case when you're water cooling it. And it'll run through, I believe there's a channel up in here. There's the back of it, very shiny. I don't know if the glare is going to blind you, but I think it looks really, and there we go. As mentioned, the Stream-S, they actually have it written on there. Backside. So it comes for your K, for your motherboard, and for your GPU upright, which will fit what we're using. What else can we say? So we've got PWM motor will go in here. I think it's just a standard DC water pump, but we'll check that out. And they've got this weird bracket. I believe that's actually to mount but in the off chance it's not, we actually have another mount just in case. What else can we talk about with this case? Not much. I think the company doing these cases is fantastic and they make amazing products. All right, so we're going to put that one back in there. That way it doesn't get any scratches, because whichever one of you guys wins this, you're not going to want a case that's got scratches on it. I know I wouldn't want that. So sit that one just off to the side now. Now that we've got the case done, I'm going to show the side panel later. Let's get to that GPU we just talked about. So, what we're running here is the Aorus Xtreme. It's their RTX 5080. But wait for it. And where's the clip? There it is. It's upside down, okay. That'll be manuals, stickers, woohoo, boring. Packaging, and here we are. So, comes with a thermal paste. I'm guessing that's so you can repaste the GPU if you choose. Comes with the adapter I was talking about. So that'll go into your standard power supply. We may not need to use these to get the power we need. I believe there's a cable in the PSU we bought in the power supply. So that'll be a little obsolete, but hey, it comes with it. Comes with a little badge, a little 3M tape on the back. I don't think I'll be putting that on that case. That case is far prettier. All right, let's get through the boring. Let's get to the... Whoa, that is one heavy GPU. Let's pop this open. Oh, so it's the Xtreme series by Gigabyte. Aorus. Very pretty. It's got nickel plating on the coolant, on the cooler. Coolant runs in there, obviously. And then it's got... I forget which one they've used in that. And we've got the inlets and outlets. Woohoo. Very pretty. It's only a 2-bay, unlike some of those 5090s that were coming out with the 3. Yeah. All right. Again, we're going to slide that one back into its pretty little bag. Cover it up. I'm going to put that one straight back in the box. Now, we've gone with this GPU. One, because it comes with the water block already attached. Because we originally wanted to go with one from MSI. And we ordered the GPU. Came almost immediately. But we then used a company called PLE for the water block. Now, when ordered, the water block on their website said it was in stock. It was not. They then told me it would take 2 weeks. It did not. They then told me 2 more weeks. Then they told me they couldn't give me an ETA. And now 6, maybe plus weeks later, I'm still waiting for it. Now, we're going to get that block so that we can use it on the GPU we've got, because we've got the MSI Ventus 3X Overclocked Edition 5080, which we will use in a future build. I just love this box. Such a strange thing. 16 gigabyte GDR7, 4 years warranty. Now that alone is good, because if every one of the major streams now, if you buy a GPU off them and you pull off the existing air cooler to put your water block on, you then void the warranty. So by buying this one, you actually get to keep your warranty. So when we ship this off to whoever wins it, they'll be able to keep this, and I'll send the paperwork inside it to prove that they've got ownership, and they'll be able to get their 4-year warranty out of it no matter what, which that's good. On the MSI one, which unfortunately it's all of them now, MSI will have the warranty voided. Woohoo! All right, now the case we went with has room to hold 2 of these. So we've gone the Corsair's XR5 240mm Neos. Now these ones at the 240, they then have the inlets and outlets, of course, which makes them, I think they come out to, what does it say here? It's 278mm, which most of what I was looking at were coming out at about 283. And we don't really have that clearance in that case. We need it to be as short as possible. And this was one of them. Now, it's a little fat, which is just good. It's an inch, which, we're in Australia here, so that's 2.5 or whatever. It fits 2 120mm fans. And here's our inlet outlets. So that's the one we had to go with. And you know what? Let's check out what it came with, hey? I'm a little curious. So that's just going to be the mounting screws. Yep. Which they've given me 2 different ones. I'm guessing it's case sizes. And then fan screws to mount the fans to the brackets. Thank you, guys. All right, let's shove that one back in there. The screws, I'm not going to break them by jamming them in like that. All right, so let's get the rad back in its bag. And as I said, we got 2 of these. The case does support 2 of them, but there is a small possibility that we'll only actually fit 1 in the build due to all the other stuff that we're going to put into it. And of course, I can't even get a simple piece into a box. There we go. All right, now we're going to check that off to the side now that we've talked a little bit about cooling. All right, now the other side of it. Now over here we have the CPU. Now this is actually a big one for us to not done yet, but that's all right. So we're gonna have a look at it now. Now we went with the Intel Core Ultra i9, or Ultra 9. They don't call this the i9. So this is their Series 2. It's the unlocked. And I'll grab my scissors. And ta-da! We open her up. It's a bit of a messy open, but that's okay. They put a lot of packaging into this, didn't they? All right, now, yeah, look at that. All right. So yeah, so it's the Intel Core Ultra 9. And I believe it's the Series 2 of the Ultra range. As mentioned earlier, it's the 1851 socket. Yep, let's just slide that one back in there for now, because, wow, look at that packaging. It's so precise. So that slides in there. Look at that. Everything has to be done perfectly. That's just insane. Apparently I'm not graceful enough to get it in. Alright, so let's get this box out of the way now. Alright, so the next thing is, now these are the other parts we ordered from that PLE that we got stuck waiting on because they were going to hold it until they could get the other part in. So this is the EK Uni pump bracket, 120mm and vertical. So there it is. Sits onto a 120mm bracket on the case, and you bolt your pump into there. Now there is an off chance we won't need to use this. As I mentioned with the case may have it actually attached. There is a spot where it looks like it's that, but I can't guarantee it's the exact one that we'll need. And comes with its little screw, little paperwork, and of course in the back here it'll come with its mounting screws and a little Allen key, which if everyone kept those little Allen keys you get from them, you'll have a million of them. All right, so what else do we have in this box? Let's, move it over and, oh yeah! Ooh, so it's Be Quiet Lightwing. What is it? They're LX. And there's a 3-pack of them. So we're going to be putting 4 in, the 2 radiators, 2 each. These are the Be Quiet, as I said. It's the 120mm PWM high speeds, and it's their quiet version. We're just going to crack this open, have a look. Little mounting screws. Of course, there we go. Easy peasy, but dead silent. Beautiful fans. I love Be Quiet. They make a lot of good products. And unlike a lot of other companies, I'm a big fan of their customer service. So what they are, so I've ordered parts from them before, specifically from their distributor, and I got the wrong part. So I had to contact them to send it back, and they sent me the new part in the mail before they even received the old one, the wrong one, which that was very good of them. I wasn't stuck waiting on parts for 2 weeks. Let's chuck this one over here. All right, let's see what. Oh, that one's heavy. Ooh, so this is our Quantum Velocity2. So this is our CPU Waterblock. I love EK. Another one of those good products. Always packaged well. EK loop. So that'll just explain which way they want you putting it in, which way out. And there it is. Oh, so beautiful. Also, very heavy. This computer's going to be so heavy, it's not even funny. That case has a lot of weight. It all does. But there's your back plate for behind the motherboard. In there will be that. There's a bit of paper holding onto the CPU block, and that's because I believe it's pre-thermaled. Yes, it is. That'll make that a little easier. And these are just unscrew, Put that on the back through the motherboard. Screw these back on over the top. Really simple. Ooh, nope, I'll wait to do that for when we do the build. So yeah, it's the Velocity2. Let's get that back in there. They come out so much easier when they go back in. There we go. Oh, I'm just going to chuck this one back there out of the way. Oh, I can go down there for now. All right, what else did we get from these guys? I think... Oh, here we go. Ready? RAM. It's Corsair Vengeance, and it's their RGB DDR5. So we've got 64 gig, 2 sticks, 32 gig per stick at 6,000 megahertz. So this will be XMP ready, so I'll be able to turn that on in BIOS. Now let's crack this one open and have a look at what we got inside. Oh man, it's RAM. But it's nice RAM. It's a little higher than I was thinking, actually. But I don't see that being an issue. When we did the calculations, I had far more than what most RAM would. And as I said, it's the RGB one, so it'll be all pretty and light up inside the case. I'll probably link it to light up the same as everything else. We'll probably go with some sort of gold theme, probably, depending on what we decide. But that'll go with the Stream-S. The gold design. Now, they do multiple colors. They do a red that is very nice red. All right, and I think, yep, we have one more in here. And this is just a black box. Now, I'm pretty certain this should be my pump. Let's check this out and let's see if I'm right. Oh, what does it say down here? Bixby. Bykski. Oh my gosh. Bykski. Which means, yep, that'll be. Ooh, that's very crisp. Product qualifications certification. Okay. And there it is. That is our pump. And it's got a LCD screen on it, which means, right, yeah, there's the cable for it. In case you need to plug it into, so Molex power. Then that'll go, that one there that, I don't know if you can see it very well. It's a bit of a difficult bracket to see. But that'll slide in there, which is probably their proprietary socket, because I've never seen that one before. Ooh, and there's a fan, so that'll spin. Now, I believe I was right. The case does actually have a slot for it. Well, it'll go like that, so the LCDs are upright. And this one comes with a little remote, so you can control your pump speed, your fan speed, the shine speed, and the RGB controller. So you can put light mode, I believe there's, yeah, brightness settings and all that. So it's very controllable, this piece. It's really good for that. All right, now let's get this one back in. Get this one in on top. Ooh, look at the cables back down in there. Yep, then we put that little product card. We can slide that one back on. I love that. All right, and that is everything we got from PLE. I just want to point out, what is that for packaging? It's a cardboard box that they've sticky taped and then shredded. Mind you, look at the mess it's made on my desk. None of this other packaging has done that. PLE, no, we don't care. Thanks, guys. Let's just grab that while we can. Chuck that in there. I can't begin to state how bad our service from them. PLE are still claiming that the Waterblocked they're trying to sell, the one we bought for our MSI, is still in stock, which we all know it's not. I've spoken to them about 10 times in the last 6 weeks, if not more. All right, so this one came before. Now this is another Singularity product. Actually comes for that case, and it's their power board. So essentially what it is this, you get your input and it gives you a different output. It's their way of being able to control where everything is. So you can sit your cables in and run them very flush, very clean. And honestly, I love these black PCB boards. PCBs, it's lovely. So I've actually, again, because it's a new company that I've never used before, we're gonna have to figure out how to do this one together. But yeah, so you got your 24 pin, your GPU, and you got your PCIe's. And then on the back here, you've got the opposite side. So you can go in here and pull them out here. So all it is a 90-degree bend, essentially. All right, now I think we've spoken about pretty much everything. I've got one more product to show you, and then we're going to go back to the side panel that I haven't showed you yet. So the last one's from a company called Bitspower, and if I remember correctly, we had to order these from them in, I think it was Taiwan or Hong Kong. I think it's Taiwan. Great company, and again, they got their parts to me very quickly. Now I'm just going to pull these out to show you what they actually are. But they're pre-bent, 90 degrees brass tubes. They're very nice, polished brass, very clean. And they are, the ones I ordered are 14 millimeter diameter, which is what we're going to need. And we got enough here to do the case itself. Then we got their bits, which, there it is. Again, they're brass, polished brass, very nice. Should be very easy to use. They're little washers, very clean. Very shiny, actually. Now let's just screw that one back on. All right, so as I mentioned, we've looked at every part so far, and we're just ready to go back and check out that side panel. Now, this side panel is something we did on a little bit of a whim, but I'm very much glad that we did. All right, so here's the side panel. You'll notice I got a little post-it on it. That was just for the people we had to engrave it. All right, ready? There it is. So we got the logo engraved into it. Now I'm going to set this down very slowly. It's hopefully on the backboard, where it's a bit darker on my desk. You can see it a bit better. That's so I knew exactly what side to put the engraving in. So what it is it's laser engraved by a company here in Queensland. I'm sort of drawing a blank now, but they're over in 17 Mile Rocks, called Photo Etched. They mainly do trophies and stuff like that, but they engrave that so it's a little darker on the back, like rougher, very smooth front because obviously it wasn't touched. Yeah, so the company, they're called Photo Etched, but they're just rebranding. I've just seen their cards here. So it's Myers, Badges, Wins, Trophies. So Myers and Win is what they're calling themselves. Great company, very old. They've been around since 1937, apparently. I've never used them, except for this. And I got to say, great product. They had a 5-day turnaround, 4-day turnaround roughly, and explained everything to me. Explained exactly all options, whether or not I wanted to do that, whether or not I wanted to do some sort of like printing into it. Sorry about the background. My kid's having a ball as he goes off to bed. All right, so I think that's everything here today. So I think we're going to turn it off now and say thanks for watching and make sure you're in for the draw. All right, have a good night. Bye.